Welcome back here to Adelante Chicago. A priest is taking steps on a journey to support and draw attention to immigrants in the United States and their struggles. Father Gary Graff began his walk from Pope Leo's boyhood home in Dalton and will finish in New York City. He has two destinations there: Ellis Island, a longtime entry point for immigrants, and the Statue of Liberty, a national symbol of freedom. As he is making his way, he is taking some time to speak with us today. Hello, very nice to talk to you. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure, Lourdes.
Okay, so talk to me about where you are in this journey, because this is going to take some time.
So Lourdes, actually Saturday, Feast of All Saints. So I'm literally halfway right now, just outside of Youngstown, Ohio. And about to cross over into Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So it's been a very interesting journey. This is the Feast of All Saints. And back home at Our Lady of the Heights Parish, St. Agnes School, our theme this year, in fact, is Making Saints. And I think that's what, this journey is all about. The saints I've met along the way, literally, the human saints, the people that all the conversation over the last number of weeks has been about, the worst of the worst. But I've known the best of the best. Over 40 years as a priest, all the wonderful, this generation of immigrants who have blessed me immensely and for whom I walk, and the steps that they took from the new Ellis Island, in a sense, for me, is the southern border. And going back to the place, retracing, in a sense, the steps of my own great-grandparents who came from Germany and County Mayo, County Cork, Ireland, and making the connection, Lord, is between this generation of immigrants and past generation of immigrants. There's really no difference in their story. They came generations ago with a desire to work hard and make this nation great, and that's the same desire of those that I've known along the way. And just to tell their story, because right now it's difficult for them to tell their own story for lots of reasons, and protecting their anonymity, some of them, the way they came into the country. The story is more about why they left the country of origin, what they've done since they've gotten here, what the journey was like for them, and the success story of their children and children's children. So their children are telling their stories. That's what we're inviting them to do through the website.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about sort of this challenge that you've taken on to make your way all the way to New York City. Was there a story or an instance in particular that led you to take this challenge or to take this approach? What happened that led you here?
Well, the history of the church, certainly pilgrimage. Many people have taken pilgrimages, and many of them have gone to holy places. It's also an opportunity for individuals through the history of the church to gain greater clarity, to hear God's voice. And so much noise lately, certainly, that I think all of us are hearing people talking at one another. This is an opportunity to talk to one another. Along the way, the incredible stories I've heard. These young priests, I keep saying these young priests because at my age, they're all young priests, but these priests that I met along the way, and families that have invited me into their homes, connections made back home from Chicago, have been these incredible stories that are being told also through the website of what their journey was like, their great-grandparents and parents before them. And it's amazing the similarities between those stories that are so enriching and enlightening.
So if people can't join you on the journey, let's say they can't make it to Youngstown, Ohio, but they want to follow along with what you're doing, you mentioned the website and perhaps having immigrants in our community sort of go to the website and tell their story. How does that work?
Yes. My plan at first was just to walk to New York, kind of Forrest Gump. I discovered that there wasn't really a path that leads from Dalton to the Lady Liberty. You have to kind of create one. I'm getting some assistance with some wonderful people back home. And I've also been told that there's no pathway for millions of those who are in our country right now towards citizenship. And so they have to find a way. And along the way, some angels assisting them, family members, the church, hopefully, our own country, the way we've assisted past generations of immigrants. So the website is Step Up and Speak Out, and .org, and on there, Lourdes, there's a couple of bars that allow you to enter into what's called footprints and to tell the story. Whoever you are, just tell your story. And I think we realize that in telling our story, the commonality between stories and the reality of this present generation of immigrants is no different than past generation of immigrants. And since they had an opportunity to make this their nation, hopefully this new generation, passing the hot potato from administration to administration somehow to allow a path to citizenship for them.
Is your hope at the end of this to maybe speak with a legislator or perhaps the president or perhaps Republicans and Democrats together? What are you looking to do?
I think it's not obviously my voice, it's our voice collectively. And, I'm obviously not a politician. This is a pilgrimage, a faith journey. But obviously, all of us, certainly you in your incredible role, but to a degree that I can during this walk, we influence policy in a sense and try to bring about some justice. I see my role as a mediator, not just between people in the parish, but in civil society, how we mediate, how we allow people to see the whole picture and the whole truth. The whole truth is not being told, and hopefully it will be told during this walk. And in so doing, we'll all be, in a sense, a bit moved through compassion to allow those who are coming into our country and have been here for many, many years, the ability to stay and keep those families together.
Okay, before I let you go, I got to ask you, how are you holding up? Because you've been walking now for 25 days. I know you said people are helping you along the way, so you're spending the night at different, cities and villages and towns along the way. But how are you holding up? How are you doing?
It's been wonderful. I had a Dominican priest, Father Scott. His mother took me in Ohio the last couple of days and gave me some wonderful Band-Aids for a couple blisters and made me some chili and sent me on my way. I made one mistake a week into the journey. I got on a horse.
Oh,
Don't ask me how or why. Got kind of thrown off the horse and broke ribs 6 and 7.
What?
So that's made the journey even a little bit more interesting. Just now, I'm really starting to feel, not that constant pain, and it's making. So the walk hasn't been hard. Falling off a horse, that's not
a
very
tough part.
Smart thing to do.
Okay,
but
well, you gotta take care of yourself, please.
I'm staying off of horses.
Okay, have somebody check you out and take care of you. Okay.
All is good.
Well, good luck with the rest of your journey. Please keep us posted on how it goes and once you get to the finish line.
Thank you, Lourdes. God bless you, and happy Feast of All Saints.
Likewise, sir.